Paul? Yeah. Um, I just wanted you to realize, yeah, that a lot of those in the family seem to think that I'm stupid. You thought I was really dumb. Yeah. As if I don't know what the requirements of the law are. Now, I emailed those that are legally obligated to enforce the laws. Yeah. And you decided that you weren't going to. Well, you're liable, and you're liable for $2,500,000 worth of bail. Yes, just to get out of jail. Now, false and fraudulent court orders involve the issuance of a dissolution of marriage where you gave custody of my sons to my wife. Yeah. And then the issuing of protection orders where you didn't do what the requirements of law are. And then there are those police reports where you did have the evidence I wasn't in Swim. Yeah. And I wasn't in Jefferson County. Then there's the false and fraudulent mental health evaluations. Obviously, when you had the evidence, you made the decision that you wouldn't admit the evidence, exonerating me of any wrongdoing. Yes. Because if you had, I could have motioned the court for the petitioner, saying that I was in Sequim, Washington. Now, for the last 4 years, you've been using the courts in collusion with one another. Yeah. The police department decided that they would just try to make it look like I was crazy. And you've been committing these atrocious felonies of the false and fraudulent statements to those that are employees of departments and agencies in the United States. Now, you would say, I haven't talked to any agency or department, but I've been emailing them. And when I emailed them the documentation that you yourself made the statements of, well, every federal and state employee of any department and agency of the United States, yes, that does have copies of your false and fraudulent traffic citation, false and fraudulent court hearings, yes, false and fraudulent mental health evaluations, those statements were made by you. I didn't make them. You're the one that issued the traffic citation for December 31st of 2015. Yeah. You're the ones that issued the failure to appear when I didn't fail to appear. Right. I requested to reschedule right now. Okay. Now, this idea that this county and this state is not legally liable for the statements that they make, yes, that would be inclusive of the fraudulent mental health evaluations where I email links to the drives, yes, that any agency or department of the United States has access to. Now, the statements are theirs that you made. Oh. Now, well, listen there, Mr. FBI. I emailed ri.pdf approximately 2.5 million times. Now, I told you I wanted my family returned to me. Yes. And I wanted us to reside in a hotel room. Sent this to you yesterday. Not difficult to understand exactly what I'm saying. These are very simple sentences. Now, I put here, watch the videos. Yes. Read the documentation. And read the evidence. Today, enforce every law and remove all the false and fraudulent court orders, arrest warrants, and every court hearing that you obligated me to go to. Yes. Where you were enforcing a fraudulent protection order. You were enforcing a fraudulent dissolution of marriage. You were enforcing fraudulent mental health evaluations. See, it's been you took everything from me, yeah, and it's all been unlawful and illegitimately taken from me, yeah. Now I'm wanting you to give back what you did take, yes, and I'm wanting you to do it today. Now I'm going to want custody of my sons today, and I'm going to want Mike Van Proyen prosecuted, yes, because Mike took all my personal possessions, yes. Mike turned the electricity off. Sheriff, it'll cost you $2,500,000 to get out of jail. I want to reside with Marilyn. and any children she brings with her. Yes. Now, the idea is if she's going to bring children with her when residing with me, they might have mothers that are their genetics. Yes, they're not Marilyn's genetic children. Now, they are not her biological children. There might be some women that need to move when Marilyn moves with me. Yes. Now, I don't know who they are. No. Mm-mm. But I realize that Marilyn might invite some children to move with us they are her non-biological children that happen to have biological mothers, yes, that no longer want to reside with their husbands. I know it seemed confusing, but it was so much easier for me to ask, yes, that Marilyn, yes, would bring any children that she wants to bring with her, and that would have the obligation of their biological mothers wanting to travel with their children. Now, ask, yes, ask come, you ask. Ask soon, ask. Yes. You get this email, make sure I can use the courts of this nation. Yes. Every nation. Yes. And that's right. Ask them as soon as you get this. Ask.